Hi, I'm Christina Johnson, Associate Curator of the Fitta Museum, and today we are going to look at an embroidered evening gown by Jacques Fath. This is something that was requested via Instagram Messenger, so I'd like to invite you all to make your own requests. One of the reasons that we're doing these unboxing videos is really to increase awareness and access to the Fitta Museum's collections. I would say about maybe 30-35% of our collections are online or have been shown on social media or publications. Let's see what we have. This gown takes up its own box because of how large the skirt is. And you can see it has a typical mid-1950s silhouette. It's strapless, it has a nipped-in waist, and then a very, very full skirt. This is the object label. Every object in the Fitta Museum's collection has a 100% polyester ribbon label. You see the object ID at top, 2011.5.27. We purchased this in 2011. Bit of a behind-the-scenes story. The Fitta Museum curator, Kevin Jones, was at the Santa Monica Vintage Fashion Expo. He saw this, texted me photos, asking my opinion if we should purchase it. I said yes, because before that we only had Jacques Fath day wear. That is making me laugh. I do enjoy finding pieces from the Fitta Museum's collection in the original magazines and editorials, and I've not been able to find this yet, so if you see it, reach out. However, I did find an example of the embroidery in the Art of Lesage. And here's the detail of the embroidery. It dates to 1953, and the book identifies it as mimosa, which it does not refer to my favorite champagne-based drink, but instead a really exotic flower. You just saw the mimosa plant, and it's actually really cool because when you touch the leaves, when a predator touches the leaves, they curl up. And I think you can see this in the haute couture version of the plant. In this case, the leaves are rendered in synthetic horsehair that's embroidered. I really enjoy seeing the balance of traditional techniques with innovation in design in haute couture. And here, the horsehair that would traditionally have been used in skirts is placed on its side and affixed. I've taken the gown out of the box and unzipped it at center back. You can see the interior boned bodice. There's quite a bit of hand finishing along the edges here. You have the waist tape, and the skirt is lined in a stiff netting. Here is the Jacques Fath label in the side seam. Now remember, this gown was dated 1953 because of the embroidery. Sadly, Fath would pass away in 1954, but the house would go on, specializing in hosiery and fragrance. The Embroidery House of Lesage has a long history with working with the most famous designers in the haute couture, and Francois Lesage began working with his family in the late 1940s. Francois Lesage donated 12 embroidery samples from the house in 1992, and I pulled some of them for you today. This first one here dates to 1954. There's a variety of materials used. Here's a Lesage sample from 1967, and you can see it shows the working process because at the top portion the design is rendered in graphite, waiting to be filled in by the embroiderer. This sample was dated 1985 by Lesage. The House of Lesage came out with its own seasonal embroidery lines and collaborated with designers. I'm not sure which designer this was for. Maybe someone will find it.